under the umbrella of providence, that God is taking oversight over this, and this is human activity under the providence of God, big deal. I mean, I would expect place names to change because when people read the stories, they're not going to know where the places were. How about divergences in synoptic content? Usually we think of the synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but in the Old Testament there are passages that are the same, or at least discuss the same thing. Torah regulations. So here you got the rules for the Passover. Exodus 12. This month shall be for you the beginning of the months, so on and so forth. You go, it shall be the first month of the year for you to all the congregation of Israel on the 10th day of this month. Every man shall take a lamb according to his father's houses. A lamb for a household. And if the household's too small for a lamb, then he and his nearest neighbor shall take according to the number of persons. According to what each can eat, you shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a year old. You may take it from the sheep or the goats, keep it until the 14th day. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel will kill their lambs at twilight. Take some of the blood, put it on the lintel and the doorposts. They shall eat the flesh that night, roasted on the fire with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall eat it. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled in water, but roast it, its head with its legs and its inner parts. Okay, they're supposed to do this at home, and there are instructions. Well, if you go to Deuteronomy 16. You may not offer the Passover sacrifice within any of your towns that the Lord your God is giving you, but at the place that the Lord your God will choose to make his name dwell in it. Where was that? Where is it going to be? Jerusalem, okay? You're not allowed to do it at home. There you shall offer the Passover sacrifice in the evening at sunset. You shall cook it and eat it at the place that the Lord your God shall choose. And in the morning you shall turn and go to your tents for 6 days, so on and so forth. You shall cook it. Bashal. You know what that means in Hebrew? Okay, that's the word for boil in the other passage. The thing you weren't supposed to do, now you're supposed to do it. Or it's okay. Now, you can look at that, and there are different historical circumstances intended for Exodus and Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is looking forward to when they're in the land. That's legit. No problem, actually, if you think about what's going on in the passage. This is what we do now before we have a temple. This is what we do later. Easy. That's a problem for mental telepathy and whispering. Because shouldn't God have known? Like maybe you could use some other vocabulary so people later on don't think this is a contradiction. Again, they're just things like this, and this is a small example, where there are reasons why things are done the way they do. I mean, I could take you into the Torah where place names are changed. If you listen to the Exodus series, you've already gotten some of this in the podcast. But it'll talk about a place which used to be called, or its former name was. And both things, the former and the latter, will be in the Torah. And if Moses was supposed to have written this, again, through mental telepathy or whatever, that doesn't make any sense because Moses is living after the time when the name was changed or before. Which one is it? Is it before or after? If he's before, then he doesn't need to do that. If it's after, why doesn't he change all of them? Again, you just run into things like this. That if you're looking at the text as something that can be handled down the line, again, under the umbrella of providence, that God is taking oversight over this, and this is human activity under the providence of God, big deal. I mean, I would expect place names to change because when people read the stories, they're not going to know where the places were. 1,000 years later, they don't know where this place is or that place is because its name had changed. They're never going to be able to find it. Their parents won't know. Hey, our forefathers camped out at this place. No, they didn't. There's no place that exists like that, So the scribes, the believing community, will do things to the text to editorially update it so that the readers living 500 years later will know what in the world it's talking about. It's perfectly understandable. Unless you're in this model where we paid attention to God whispering the words, and you can't touch it now. It makes the easy difficult. It makes the answerable a target. And it just shouldn't be that way.